Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you're having a good weekend. I certainly am. It's been productive, making videos, looking ahead to the future. I want to talk about the status of the channel and where we're going to go ahead from here. Currently, my main goal is to make Prophecy of Pandora videos because I have no desire to review Fallout New Vegas mods anymore. I'm glad I highlighted some of the smaller ones, but it's kind of in the rear view now for me. And I know that may sadden people, and I mean, I love the game, obviously, and I'm glad I modded it, but I'm kind of moving ahead. And to put it in, to give you an explanation, I'm tied in some ways to whatever modding toolkit I'm working in. And for me, it's the CK right now and kind of that atmosphere in Skyrim. And I kind of throw myself into the setting. And right now I'm totally Skyrim, and I know pretty soon I'll be back to Fallout 4. And for me to go back to New Vegas and go back, for one thing, into that toolkit, I know for some people that's a lot easier to make that transition. But the fact that I had this huge overarching narrative that I kind of wrapped up, I would rather just prefer to leave it behind. I'll never say never, but in all likelihood, I will not be modding New Vegas again. Now, with that said, the Skyrim mod is coming along nicely. I'll be honest with y'all. Some mods I have a good feeling about when they're about to be released. Like the Better Angels, it was a small mod, but I was like, oh, this feels solid. I had a good vibe from it, partly because it was one of the it might be the only mod I wrote with a halfway happy conclusion to it. But this one is okay. I think it's really more of laying the groundwork for the follow-up, which I'd put more time and research into, and I'm frankly more excited about Wrath of the Nord. Blood of the Nord is, again, groundwork, laying a foundation for certain characters, foreshadowing. But maybe people will like it, maybe they'll hate it, who knows. People really don't play my Elder Scrolls mods. I'm going to keep fucking making them. Maybe people will play this one. We'll see. But I am looking for testers. I'm going to put a link to the forums. And if you'd like to test the mod, the only thing you got to do is have a Stormcloak character that's finished the Civil War. And they're like, that's 90% of us. Nope, not siding with those hillbillies. Kiss my ass. But really, it's fun and to roll. I like role playing both factions. So if you do have an old Stormcloak character and you want to give this mod a shot, feel free. And it's not just technical stuff. I look for feedback. Again, my testers are kind of like a test audience, and I do take in subjective feedback and constructive criticism from them. And it's really valuable for me before I just put the mod out there and go ahead with the voice acting. Now, with that said, moving on to the next item. I was supposed to write down a list, but I didn't, and I'm just making this shit up as I go along. So, yeah, we're going to make Prophecy of Pandora. Probably won't be doing mod reviews. I might do some Skyrim mod reviews, but let's face it, there are so many outlets for mod reviews in regard to Skyrim. Is this huge community, huge audience. It really is enormous, and they're probably, for any content mod at all, you're probably going to run across at least a handful of reviews out there. So my gut instinct is to not make reviews for Skyrim mods. For Fallout 4, I might do that down the road, but I'll be honest, I'm a creator first, not a critic. I'm very critical of my own stuff. When it comes to other people's products, I will look at it and analyze it and try to glean techniques and things from it that maybe I can incorporate. And I do that with other games. Like The Witcher 3 is a huge influence on me now, and I want to take away a lot from its writing and design. But I'm not a critic, really, except to myself. And that's just how I am. And with that said, I might try to shed some positive spotlights on smaller mods for Fallout 4 down the road. But in terms of taking, really analyzing and picking apart a large mod for Fallout 4, it really doesn't interest me, because as far as my free time goes, I would much rather invest it in creating another mod. And maybe I'm selfish in that respect. I'm more focused on my own shit, but that's the way I think. And I think for a lot of content mod authors and mod authors in general, that's probably the case. So with that said, the last item that I want to cover is Patreon, which I'm going to have to make a video and make the shit look legitimate, come up with a reward system. But I'll be honest, I don't even know if I want to do that because I don't want to come up with some superficial bullshit rewards. I think if you want to support me, I think that's fantastic, and I'll be extremely grateful. But as far as a tiered reward system, I don't know if I can buy into that and keep a straight face. And my policy would be, if for whatever reason I get hit by a truck, or I'm depressed, or I start working working a job where I'm 60, 80 hours a week, and I stop making YouTube videos, I would just shut down my fucking Patreon account, because it would be strictly tied to my videos. In no way, and that needs to be explicitly stated, in no way would Patreon be connected to my modding. And that will probably be the case unless there's some dramatic change in policy from Bethesda. We're eagerly awaiting Bethesda.net, and I, for one, am excited about getting Murder Inc. off the ground. I think it's a better mod than what I'm working on right now. Maybe people will disagree. I know there's some of you that are more into Elder Scrolls, some more into Fallout. I kind of split on it. They're just the different universes that I can jump between. But again, I'm such a nerd, man, and maybe it's a method. There's method acting. I'm kind of a method modder when I'm working on like the Elder Scrolls. I get more into medieval and strictly medieval history, and start watching Vikings and reading up on Norse mythology and whatnot. And when I'm modding Fallout, I'm watching film noir and reading westerns and shit like that, and reading post-apocalyptic novels and whatnot. And that's just that's kind of how I approach the geekiness of each universe, and everybody does it differently. But I'm very excited about getting back to Fallout 4. I just hope that we can get our hands on that GEC before too long. And maybe this Skyrim mod, I'm kind of, again, mixed fence. It's been rewritten so many times in production, and partly because it was not a concrete story with a concrete arc. It was more like, I want to make a really big mod, but I haven't modded in Skyrim in a long time. I don't know how much time I'll have, so I'm going to make something small that's a prologue. And that's exactly what this is. And so it's a little disjointed in terms of presentation and characterization. And we'll see. I'm very self-critical. Maybe it's not that bad. I think it's okay. But we'll see how the feedback turns out. If it's anything like Bounties 3, the ending's gonna suck balls. Fucking balls dangling, teabagging in my mouth. That's what you just need to call it teabag. The next installment by some guys. So yes, more teabagging coming up. I do appreciate the viewership and the comments and support. Again, I'm generally mystified at it, but I do appreciate it, and I may not jump in the comments. Anti-YouTube. As a matter of principle, I'm biased against YouTube comments. Right now, the YouTube comments are fine on my channel, but I know if I get a lot of subscriptions, it will reach a critical mass. It's going to be like the idiocracy will take over in the comments, and that's probably when I'll shut the fucking comments down or just ignore them entirely. We're not at that stage yet, thankfully, but that's pretty much it. Everything I wanted to cover in the channel update. I do appreciate everybody watching, and I will have more Prophecy of Pandora ready for you tomorrow. Thanks, everybody. Take care.